What I wanted to talk about today is I'll start with Matthew chapter 7, verses 7 to 11. It probably sounds very familiar, so I shall read the first part. Um, Ask and keep on asking, and it will be given to you. Seek and keep on seeking, and you will find. Knock and keep on knocking, and the door will be open to you. For everyone who keeps on asking receives, and he who keeps on seeking finds, and to him who keeps on knocking it will be opened. So that's the classic verse. You've probably heard it in Sunday school sometime. Ask and you will receive. And then that's usually like um, those first two verses are usually what gets left in your memory because it's like really simple. Like ask and you shall receive, and if you keep on asking, you will receive. But then when we continue, uh, or what man is there among you, if his son asks for bread, will instead give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will instead give him a snake? If you then, who are sinful by nature, as you are, know how to give good and advantageous gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven, perfect as he is, give what is good and advantageous to those who keep on asking him? So, um, it just so it's kind of like reaffirming the first two verses. They say, "Ask and you will receive," and you will receive the most perfect gift, the most perfect blessing you could ever receive. That no one could possibly come up with a more perfect blessing for you than God, who Himself is perfect. So if there, and it also, in some translations, it simply says, ask and you will receive, seek and you shall find. But in this translation, which is, I believe, the Amplified Bible, it says, ask and keep on asking. That's one aspect, that's one part that I really, really like. Keep on asking. So it's not just, uh, Lord, I need help with my career. I don't know what I want to take in college. Thank you. And then like 2 years later you're like, now what do I do? So you just have to keep asking. And it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean to just like ask and then like every week or so you ask again. You just ask and then keep doing like what you're doing. You don't just ask and then like, okay, I'll let God handle it. It's not to say that. So what I'm not saying is God helps those who helps themselves. That's not a Bible verse, by the way. Um, I'm just saying, like, uh, you shouldn't just like sit idly by and wait for something to happen, unless God specifically tells you to wait, like in the case of David and some parts of that. Uh, you could tell I thought of this 30 minutes ago. So another verse that really ties into this is Romans chapter 8, verse 28. It says, and we know with great confidence that God, who is deeply concerned about us, causes all things to work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his plan and purpose. So, yeah, if you are a child of God, if you have submitted your life to his plan, to his purpose, then things will work out for you, even though you just don't see it, even though you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, or even though you don't see the silver lining, or you don't see the point in all of these metaphors. Um, it's God. God is still standing there. He's the one guiding you through the dark or through the waters where you can't see. He's the one who calms the storm. So it's not by your own strength that like you stay afloat. Okay, why is there a belt there? Okay. Well, yeah, it's not by your own strength that you remain afloat. It's through God holding you up. It kind of reminds me of like that one meme where there's like a guy who's drowning and crying in the water, but he's actually just like crouching under the water, and then the water is like knee height, or in Noah's case, like ankle height. Okay, so one last verse that I would like to share is Jeremiah 29 verse 11. And who would be willing to look that up for me? Actually, it's such a popular verse. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have memorized it already. Yes. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. And then continuing through that passage, it says, then you will call on me, and you will come and pray to me, and I will hear your voice, and I will listen to you. So it's not just you will pray for me, and I'll put it on voicemail. It's not you will pray for me, and I'll like think about it later. It's you will pray to me, and I will receive, and I will hear it, and I will listen. So he doesn't just hear; he listens. That's a real. There's a really important distinction between there, because you know that someone can. No, I'm not gonna make that joke. Never mind. Um, okay, thank you. I try. Then, with a deep longing, you will seek me and require me as a vital necessity, and you will find me when you search for me with all your heart. So, so it's kind of like once you start like seeking God, like with all your heart, you will like God will hear and listen, and you will end up seeking Him even more. You just continue to seek Him. So I'll just share a little bit of something really cool that happened this past week. Um, so um, like I've been I'm currently studying at TCC, and I plan to transfer to FSU for their computer science program, and then I have oh, you're in computer science too? Nice. Okay, so if you have any problems with your printer, ask him, not me. Yes, printers are evil. Go ahead. Yeah, printers are evil. Um, anyway, I'm because and then so I'm planning to transfer to FSU for their computer science degree, and I would like and uh, I think I should start from like the very beginning. And I don't know how many times I've told this, and I'm sure some of you can recite this by memory. But I am from the Philippines. Oh my gosh, I'm from the Philippines. Yes, I know, right? No, you're not. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm from the Philippines. My family moved here in May of 2019, so like right before the Rona hit. Yeah. And then I was 3 years into my 4 year computer science course at university back then. So I was like, I could have stayed one more year and graduated, or I can move here and like hopefully. And I was supposed to like transfer all my credits, but then FSU was like, nah, your English is terrible. Like, what, bro? No. And then like I was like, okay, I'll go to TCC then. And then they're like, nah, your English and your math is terrible. I'm like, okay. Yes. Exactly. Like, anyway, yeah, TCC said, okay, you have to retake certain subjects like math and English, and then I was like, fine. So even though I didn't have to take as many credits, like actual classes, as your brand new TCC student, I ended up taking the same amount of time as a TCC student because to get this class, you need this class and this class and this class and this class and this class. So yeah, I've been in TCC for I'm already on my second year, so I should be going to FSU this year, hopefully. Thank you, Lord. Yeah. Woo! And then where was I? Okay, TCC. Your science, your English sucks, and um, yeah, and because I've been studying like all these basic things at TCC, I haven't really been able to uh, get back into computer science or any programming work at all. So I'm pretty rusty there. And then um, and then so back in October of 2019, I got a job at Marshall's, just working as a cashier. And then just a while ago, I submitted my resignation letter. Woo! I hate retail. It's yeah. Anyway, thank you, Isaac. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I submitted my resignation letter a while ago because um, I got an offer to work as an intern at Eric Olson's company. So if you know Pam and Tenny, and then they have their kids, um, he's Eric's the oldest one. Yeah, except for Evan. Is the unless Evan drums or okay. Well, anyway, yeah. Um, so I got an offer to work as an intern there at their company. Yeah, yeah. They have like 1,000 employees. Just kidding. That would be cool though. Um, that's true. So, where was I? I am so bad at telling stories. Um, yes, I got hired for the internship thing, and then when I was talking with Eric, he said that they were looking for like someone to do certain things that between the three people working at their company, including him, um, they weren't able to do. So there's like they needed someone to like what Eric said was they needed a strategist and a quality assurance tester. So in layman's terms, a strategist talks with the customer or the client, asks them what they want, and they turn it into stuff for the development team to do. And then the tester, um, yeah, I try to break what they make so that they can fix it, so I can break it again. And um, yes, yeah, and then so that's cool because I can do programming stuff again. But that's not the end of it. So back in the Philippines, when I was studying in my computer science course there, um, I was enrolled in the software engineering class, and my role was an analyst, which is essentially another word for strategist. They're synonymous terms, apparently. So I'm like exactly what Eric was looking for, but I also had another internship back in the Philippines, where my job was a QA tester. So I'm like exactly what they were looking for times two. So there, all things work together, right? For the good to them that love God. Yes. So and like it was like all the way back to when I first moved here. I was praying that God would help me like in my career, in my school, in my future work. And then I And then I'd like to say that I never really stopped asking for that. I always ask God, like, even when I got my job as a cashier, I was thinking, uh, Lord, is this what you want me to do? If not, like, what else would you want me to do? And then, yeah, recently I finally felt led to resign, and God gave me the perfect opportunity. So, yeah, just even like even if like God's blessing doesn't appear out of thin air or right now or tomorrow or next week or next year, it might just take like one day more. So just don't stop asking, don't stop seeking, don't stop knocking, unless it's like uh, your neighbor and it's like 3 a.m. in the morning and you're painting his car, then you should probably stop knocking or else the police will come get you. Yes. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share today. So that was like, what, 16 minutes or whatever. Yay.